very fast because I can't even get it under 40. So you see the technique here. He's got a lot of lock on there and a lot of lean angle to turn tight. It's about being rhythm and smooth here. He's come up to 32 seconds. There you go, that must be his record, I think. Here we are, you're with John McDonald at the moment, and I'm actually caught up here with Mickey, who's Ed's wife, and she's been looking after everyone here, doing administration, teas and coffees, and she brings a bit of glamour to it here. So tell us a little bit more then about Gymkhana here, Moto Skills.
Well, the important thing is that Gymkhana is really for everybody, as long as you've got your minimum CBT, but if you passed your CBT last week, then you can come along to Gymkhana and develop your experience. Similarly, if you've got years and years worth of experience, you're welcome as well. It really is for everyone, and you're developing your skills at a very individual level for you and your bike. So there's no bike classification, there's no age classification, and really it's about how well you can be, the best that you can be as a rider. Because every rider here has got a different journey to tell you about their experience on bike. So I'm rambling.
No, you're not. I'm going to leave that bit in. I'm amazed. I says to Mickey, I says, would you do a wee bit intro here? She says, I've not really prepared anything. Now she just goes and does it naturally. Well done. So there you go. You've had a better insight, and there's Ed as well. So that was Ed's wife. Giving us an insight to the Moto Skills here. And I'll be honest, I wish I'd brought my gear up now, because I'm really tempted to go and have a shot now. But I intentionally never brought any gear. Anyway, I think it looks great fun, and I know that James is absolutely loving it here. Okay, so if you're thinking about learning more about your rider skills, this is a great place to come. Very safe environment, and everybody's having great fun here today. It really is great fun. Great way to learn to ride your bike, learn more about your bike and more about target trade-off. Here I am with our James. James is upholding the tradition here for Proscott, seeing as I'm rubbish at this. And James, when we had a wee play during the week, James was considerably better than I am. So, James, tell us how it's going so far.
Aye, it's great. Sun's shining, blue skies in Fife down front. A wee bit Moto Gymkhana, got some boys going around some cones. Lovely atmosphere, mixed abilities, learners, full licence holders, boys with specialist bikes over there. It's been really good. It's given us a chance to be off-road and practice our clutch control or a bit of skills, some throttle ability, but in that safer environment that you need to practice these skills.
Good. Now, we had a wee play during the week, didn't we, at Proscott, and I got well and truly thrashed by you and Matty. That's why I've just come up with the jeans on the day, and I never brought any gear intentionally. So, and James was looking very, very smooth. So he came up initially with the blade. How was it on your own Fireblade to begin with?
Fireblade, killing the wrists. The turning circle, absolutely dire.
Yeah.
Sports bikes are not designed obviously for slow speed turning on any level. Still getting some decent lean on it.
Mind you, we see some of the Gymkhana guys in Japan using it, so they must have their lock stops modified or something. Chopped off. Now you got a shot then of Ed's bike, and I'm going to film you doing figure 8 GP8 on Ed's bike. What was the difference with Ed's bike then?
Unbelievable. So he's got it geared up differently, big sprocket in the back, so a lot more torque off the throttle. It's lighter, it's got modified handlebars, so higher up risers. More manoeuvrability, it's lighter as well, and a better sitting position, not leaning forward, crunching down on your wrists. You can sit up, you can really adjust your...
And I noticed you had the clutch out fully this time, whereas at Proscott we were working the clutch and the brake, we were flapping about with the clutch, but you had the clutch out fully engaged. So we're going to film James now doing the GP8, and what time did you get down to? Did you get a time in the first shot you got?
Got down to 39.
That's good. Well, no, they say that under 40 seconds to begin with is an excellent standard for beginners, so you've already broke the 40, and then the next big target of course the 35, which Ed has broken. He's into 32s or 33s now, and then 30s is the next big one. And of course the Europeans are down to about, I think at the moment, 26, some of the fastest Europeans, and some of the Japanese away into 25s, which is just mind-blowing. So here we go, we'll film James next. Well done, James. Okay, so here we are with Ed again. Now Ed, we've got James up here now, who's our bike instructor at Proscott, and he's about to do a GP8 on your bike. So first of all, tell us a little bit about the GP8, and then we'll watch James going round. So tell us a bit about it first.
The GP8, it's a figure of 8 course, a little bit like the one you'll have seen on your CBT. The difference is that we're attempting to do it as quickly as we can. The course lasts only 5 laps, so however bad it gets, it's not going to take you too long. You will do 5 laps, count 5 around that last cone. You're using the same skills that you would use on the road. You're just having to compress them all into a shorter space and time. So it can be quite difficult to remember how many rotations you've done. This is what the Moto Gymkhana riders in Japan use as your qualifying. So it's a really good measure of how agile you are on a bike and how quick and smooth you are. And they say that under 40 seconds is a good time. The Japanese and some of the Europeans have got it down to 25 seconds.
Wow,
for
that's
5
impressive.
laps.
That's impressive.
I've got to 35.
No, you were faster today.
Oh no, 33.
You were 33 today, and I'm sure I videoed that.
Grant's got down to 11. Oh sorry,
11?
Grant's got down to 30.
Down to 30, good, 30. So
yeah.
let's see how James gets on. So here's James. He just started on Friday having a shot in the Pro Scott SV650s and the 125s at Pro Scott, and this is him now getting a shot on Ed's bike. He's doing very well, he's actually very smooth. What I do notice is that Ed turns his bike very tight. James is going to have to learn just to trust the bike turning more onto the lock stops more. And that's going to come with just more and more practice. It really, trust me, it's so alien from what we normally do in the yard and what we do in training. But James is starting to get really smooth at this. That's why I'm letting James do it, because he's a lot better than me. He's getting tighter now around the cones, he's starting to get the hang of it. But hey, well done James, good time. Here, he is a wee 200, a Duke 200 that he does it on. And he's been practicing this for quite a while now apparently. And as you can see, he's very impressive. Turns very, very tight. I was speaking to him there just now and he was explaining how he lets it go into full lock and then burls it round. I just don't have the confidence to hit full lock and just let it spin round like that. That's a skill that you really have to learn. So here he goes, he's usually, whoa, I'm really out the trap. That's quite an aggressive start, very tight round the first cone. And you can see how tight and how neat he is, consistency here. Tells me that he brakes on the way and brakes front and then at the bit of rear brake, oh, he's blown that one. He's obviously decided to abort. He's going to have another go at it. Let's see, he usually does a launch start. Here he goes. I notice he also sometimes uses that much back brake, he actually slides the back end round the corner. That's very tight on full lock there. And you'll notice how close he is to the cones as he leans over, just skipping the cone. I'm getting dizzy just watching him. Oh, I don't know what that was, but it looked pretty fast, but he didn't stop in the box, that probably doesn't count. Like chaos, but they've actually all got a good separation distance. But it does look on the video for standing here, it looks a bit chaos. There's a circle of trust being used there by the CX500 rider. There's someone with the jigsaw here, which is impressive. He's a nice smooth rider. This guy's really fast. And I notice he even slides the back end into the corners. He puts that much back brake on, he actually turns it on the back wheel. Here he goes again. I'm impressed at how tight he can hold it to the cone. I'm miles from the cones. And if I try and get tight, I just end up knocking them over. So it's his ability to get really tight to the cone that impresses me, and turning a tight circle. I know it's also to do with the clutch out. I always try to do it working the clutch. You seem to ride with the clutch out. Just front brake on the way in and then trail off the front and bring in a bit of back and then let the bike roll round through the turn.